Wonderful champions, welcome back. This question is from JAM. It's under the topic waves. The equation of a wave is given by y is equals to 0.005 sine open bracket pi open bracket again 0.5x minus 200t close bracket and close bracket again, where x and y are in meters and t in second. What is the velocity of the wave? Now that is the original question and it's from JAM. But I observed that these questions can come in various ways. You can also be asked to find the frequency, the wavelength, the maximum particle velocity, even the period. So let's see how we solve the main question first and then go about these additional ones, right? Okay, so for the main question, you bring out the equation that's given. Y is equals to 0.005 sine open bracket pi open bracket 0.5x minus 200t close bracket and then close bracket. Okay, so whenever this kind of question is given, there is always a standard equation that is used to represent it so that you can be able to relate the values together and bring out what you're looking for. So that equation is giving us y is equals to a sine, then we will have open bracket omega t plus or minus kx, right? That's the formula. So if you look at this formula, you can see that they relate. Y is this, a is this, sine is this, wt you have this, kx you have this, right? Okay, so if that is put in place, another question again, you can also be asked to find the amplitude. I just saw that from the question again, so we can also be asked to find the amplitude. So let's see, you can start from anywhere anyway. So let's see if you are looking for amplitude, which is the cheapest, so I can start from 5. So the amplitude is just this letter A representing this, right? So amplitude A is equals to 0.05. That's just it, you're done. Okay, let's continue with others. Now let's find what the JAM asks us to do. What is the velocity of the wave? Now in finding the velocity of the wave, there is a formula that we're supposed to use, and that formula is, so let's give that one I. We call it phase velocity. Looking for velocity, because the phase velocity is equal to the omega divided by k, right? So we just have to look for the value of omega, we divide it by k, we've gotten the phase angle. Now looking at this, omega has t, then we have to relate it with these that have t, right? Yeah, so if we have omega t is equals to 200t, it means omega is what? 200. So we have 200 divided by, let's do that to k as well. So we have kx is equals to, is relating to 0.5x. So k is 0.5, right? 0.5. So our phase velocity, now let's divide. So we have 200 divided by 0.5, so it's going to give us 400. Now what is the unit of velocity? So it's going to give you 400 meters per second. In physics, whenever you put up your answer, it must have a unit, unless if that calculation does not require unit, maybe same value is dividing same value under same unit dividing same unit, so the unit will cancel out, right? Okay, so the next thing we're going to be looking for is the frequency. This one now is a bonus. Okay, so frequency, let's see, frequency is I. So let's look at what we have. How do we get frequency? Now frequency is related with angular velocity, which is omega, and that is given by what? 2 pi f, right? Yeah, so we can make f the subject of the formula. So this turns to f is equals to omega divided by what? 2 pi. And we should note that our f is equals to omega is already gotten as 200 divided by 2 pi, right? So let's go about that. 200 divided by 2 divided by pi. Okay, so let's take it easy first. 200 divided by 2 will give you 100 over pi. So our f is, our pi now will become what? Let's divide. So 100 divided by pi. So we're going to be having 31.8. The unit for frequency is hertz, right? Okay, that aside, the next question says we should calculate what? The wavelength. Since we've got our velocity and frequency, so we can calculate wavelength. And wavelength is at the point 3. So wavelength is represented by this symbol. We call it lambda. So lambda is, okay, first we know that velocity is f times lambda. So if we want to make lambda the subject of the formula, so lambda will be equals to velocity over what? Frequency. So our velocity is 400 divided by the frequency, we have 31.8. So let's say 400 divided by 31.8. So we're having 12.58. 12.58. And wavelength is in meters. Yep, wavelength is in meters. Then the next value we are going to look for is the maximum particle velocity. So the maximum particle velocity is given by the formula omega a. Now this a, we already know it to be what? Our amplitude, right? So, and our omega is 200, so it will be 200 times the amplitude, which is what? 0.005. So if these two zeros cancel these two zeros, we're going to be having 0.005 times 200, so it's going to give you 1. So you're going to be having 1. So our maximum particle velocity is 1 meters per second. Remember, this does not have units here, so this takes over the unit of what? Velocity. Okay, the last but not the least, is the period. Period is represented by letter T, right? And that is 1 over the frequency. So our T is 1 over, what is the value of our frequency again? 31.8. So 1 divided by 31.8 will give us 0.03. Now period is measured in what? Seconds. So 0.03 seconds. That's our period. And this is a bit long, but following it, I bet you is interesting. So if you have any question, please remember to ask in the comment section. Bye for now, and have a lovely day.